Imagine this. A vibrant young mother, out clubbing and getting a tattoo that reads Bella Vita, beautiful life, while her 2-year-old daughter has been missing for a month. No frantic searches, no desperate pleas, just silence. What could drive a parent to such chilling indifference? And when the truth finally surfaces, why did a jury let her walk free? Welcome to the True Crime Report Cold Cases, where we dive into the shadows of unsolved mysteries and controversial verdicts that still haunt us. Today we're unraveling the heartbreaking case of Caylee Anthony, a story of lies, a tragic discovery, and a trial that divided a nation. Stick around because by the end you'll understand the web of deception that kept America glued to their screens for years, and why this social media trial of the century raises questions about justice, motherhood, and the blurred line between accident and murder. Let's step into the Sunshine State, where darkness hid in plain sight. It all begins in the sweltering summer of 2008, in a quiet Orlando suburb. Caylee Marie Anthony, a bright-eyed 2-year-old with a love for stickers and swimming, lived with her mother, Caylee Marie Anthony, then 22, and her grandparents, George and Cindy. Life seemed ordinary: family barbecues, pool days, the hum of everyday Florida living. But on June 16th, everything changed. According to later testimony, Caylee left the family home that afternoon with Caylee in tow. George Anthony, her father, recalled seeing them drive off, believing it was just another outing. Caylee told her mother she was dropping Caylee off with a nanny named Zenaida Zani Fernandez Gonzalez, a name that would soon unravel into fiction. The next day, she spun another tale. The pair plus the nanny were off to Tampa for a work trip. But as days turned to weeks, Cindy grew suspicious. Caylee wasn't answering calls and Caylee's toys sat untouched. What was Caylee hiding? And where was her little girl? Fast forward 30 days. On July 15th, Caylee's Pontiac Sunfire is towed from an impound lot after being abandoned. George and Cindy rush to retrieve it, only to be hit with a stench that turns their stomachs. A smell they later described chillingly as human decomposition. Inside the trunk? Just a bag of trash. But that odor lingered like a ghost. Desperate, Cindy dials 911, her voice cracking. "I found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car." She hadn't seen Caylee for 31 days. Caylee's response? A string of ever-shifting lies. First, the nanny had taken her. Then a vague kidnapping on June 9th. Investigators pressed. Where was Zani? Caylee pointed them to an Orlando apartment. But it had been vacant for over 4 months. The central question burning through this nightmare: was Caylee even alive? Police dug deeper and Caylee's facade cracked. She claimed a job at Universal Studios, a gig she hadn't held since maternity leave 3 years prior. When detectives escorted her there, she confidently led them inside, then admitted it was all a bluff. Arrested on the spot for false statements, the world wondered, what mother lies like this if her child is truly missing? As the investigation intensified, Caylee's web of deceit grew. She accepted a limited immunity deal from prosecutors. Her statements couldn't be used against her if she helped find Caylee. But that expired without a trace. Her parents clung to hope, appearing on NBC's Today Show in October, insisting their granddaughter was out there. Meanwhile, a meter reader named Roy Kronk spotted something suspicious in a wooded lot just 0.3 miles from the Anthony home: a gray bag by a tree. He called it in 3 times over months, dismissed each time. Until December 11, 2008. This time, deputies searched and unearthed horror. Caylee's tiny skeletal remains, wrapped in a blanket inside a laundry bag, tangled in duct tape. The medical examiner, Dr. Jan Garavaglia, ruled it a homicide, but the cause? Undetermined. Duct tape was found near the skull, though reports varied on its exact position, with some suggesting it may have been over the mouth. No chloroform in her system, no clear signs of trauma. Just a child's bones discarded like trash. The shocking reality hit. Caylee had likely died in early June, hidden in her mother's car trunk, then dumped nearby. But how? Accident? Or something far darker? October 2008. A grand jury indicts Caylee on first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and manslaughter. Prosecutors seek the death penalty, alleging she drugged Caylee with chloroform, based on searches for it later found on the family computer, then suffocated her with duct tape to escape motherhood's chains. However, no definitive evidence of chloroform usage was found. Caylee's defense? Led by Jose Baez, they painted a different picture. An accidental drowning in the family pool on June 16, covered up by George Anthony to shield his daughter from neglect charges. They hinted at Caylee's own alleged history of abuse by her father and brother, claims George vehemently denied under oath. The trial, moved to Clearwater for impartiality, became a media circus, dubbed the social media trial of the century by Time magazine. Over 6 weeks in 2011, 400 pieces of evidence emerged. Cadaver dogs alerting to the car's trunk and backyard. A hair with root banding suggesting postmortem origins. Air samples hinting at decomposition and chloroform. But the defense fired back, fantasy forensics, they called it. Expert Werner Spitz slammed the autopsy as shoddy. Cindy even claimed the chloroform searches? Hers a misspelling of chlorophyll for a plant query. No fingerprints on the tape, no DNA tying it pre-decomposition. Circumstantial threads, all of them. And then, the bombshell that would ignite outrage. After closing arguments eviscerating Caylee's party mom persona, Hughes, bar nights, Bella Vita Inc. The day before reporting Caylee missing, the jury deliberated. July 5, 2011. Not guilty on murder, abuse, manslaughter. Guilty only on 4 misdemeanor counts of lying to police. Caylee walked free days later, credit for time served. America erupted. Nancy Grace thundered on Aging, the devil is dancing. Social media exploded. Over 10 posts per second on Facebook alone. Protests outside the courthouse, death threats to the family. How could this be? How could a mother be acquitted in the death of her toddler when so much evidence pointed to her guilt? The aftermath rippled like shockwaves. Appeals tossed 2 lying convictions on double jeopardy grounds, but the core acquittal stood. Jurors later expressed mixed feelings. One even regretted not convicting on manslaughter, admitting that his vote was influenced by lingering doubt. The Anthonys faced threats, retreating into silence. Caylee vanished into hiding, emerging sporadically. A 2017 AP interview admitting she couldn't say how Caylee died, just that she believed her alive that last day. A 2022 Peacock docuseries where she alleged rape at 18 led to her pregnancy, claims unproven, but fueling speculation on her psyche. Civil suits piled on. Defamation from the nanny, fraud from search groups. Bankruptcy shielded her from most. And in a twist from 2012 reports, overlooked browser history showed a foolproof suffocation search on Caylee's account the day Caylee vanished. Though it's unclear who performed the search, with some speculating it could have been Caylee or even George. Baez speculated the latter in his book, but it's open to interpretation, another unanswered thread. Caylee's law movements pushed for mandatory missing child reports, passing in states like Oklahoma. Memorials honored the girl who'd never grow up, songs, services, a grandfather's tearful wish to smell her hair one last time. Yet the core mystery endures. Accident covered in panic? Calculated cruelty? Or something in between? The evidence whispers but never screams certainty. What do you think happened in that Orlando home? If this case left you reeling, as it did millions, hit that like button if you believe justice demands answers, and subscribe for more deep dives into cold cases that challenge everything we know about truth. Drop in the comments, guilty or not. And for your next fix of American true crime chills, check out our playlist right here, from the O.J. Simpson case to Susan Powell's disappearance. We've got hours of unsolved sagas waiting. Thanks for joining the True Crime Report Cold Cases. Stay curious, stay safe, and we'll see you in the shadows next time.